good weekend. Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the Enterprise Podcast. It has been an amazing end of 2024, and we already into this 2025 thing, and I think things are looking up, man. We got through some doors. Don't matter how we got through them doors, we got through them, and shit, man, we moving forward. What y'all got? How was y'all holiday? I know you was on vacation, so we not gonna start with you because you was probably doing a lot of fly player shit. What was your?
Well, I had a good year to start off. Had a good Christmas. Then I had a rung in the New Year's, and then had a birthday right after New Year's. Whitey didn't buy me nothing, but I'm here, so yeah, that's a good thing. I got another whole year to beg for something from making get up off the pot. So
you sitting on that pot of gold.
Yeah. He a leprechaun.
He a stingy leprechaun.
He a leprechaun. Yeah.
He got on green and fit him right now.
Hey man, you guys crazy. Man, I've been on vacation. All the noise in the world, I ain't paying no attention. Everybody good out there. I'm happy everybody talking peace, harmony. Man, 2025 is the year for all black brothers and sisters to come together and form something so great that we can help all the brothers who coming home from jail, this reentry program. I've been trying to talk about this for the last couple of years, that when you walk out of the penitentiary, you really be walking to a world that you've never seen before. And you got to readapt to everything what's going on. I don't care how they say the smallest thing is so giant in size that you got to get past a whole lot of different hurdles. And no matter what someone continue to tell you that you can't make it, you can still make it in this world. I can tell you I am illiterate to the internet world. I don't know nothing about it. But I do know about when you come home broke with no money, and we just asking for the brothers out there to like look out for us, man, because you know we've been gone a long time. We not begging, we just asking for assistance from the brothers who can give it to us, and we're gonna try to fight this great fight and help each other strive to be almost perfect, because being perfect is so hard to do for society because it's this hard for real. I've been home for a minute and I've been fighting all the demons. You know, they said, Whitey, are you ever gonna go wrong again? I'm like, nah, I must keep it legal. And I'm gonna give you a little story about me. You're gonna like this story. I came home in 2015.
Can I call bullshit on something else?
Sure, call
You know what it's like to be broke, Whitey? Do you really know what the fuck it's like to be broke? All right, anyway, moving forward. But he do understand the struggle of being in jail and coming home and trying to figure things out and try to do it the right way.
You know spending $405 a month, you know, a whole lot of people can't do it.
Can't do it, right.
But you know, I was fortunate to be able to spend $405 a month. I was fortunate to take care of a whole lot of people on the yards that I was on. And through my travels, a blood, a crip, a dude from up north, a dude from down in San Diego or on the Pacific coast, is they had a problem, period. I was the first one to be on their side to make sure that we got home in one piece. And since I'm home, I want to be this first person to greet everybody and say, man, it's real hard out here. Nobody gonna give you nothing. I need you to pay attention to your surroundings and take care of yourself. And don't go trying to get what you want. Take care of what you need, because it's very important for you guys to know this. So again, I will tell you this brief story, and it started in 2017. I came home in 2015. In 2016, just turned the corner as soon as I came in. So I had a whole year to walk on the beach and try to figure it out. And I didn't bump into nobody because it wasn't necessary. Like everybody who know me and right now still recognize me, they know I keep a very low profile and I don't try to wrinkle nobody's feathers. So what happened was a young lady walked up to me and said, Whitey, we need your expertise in the weed industry. I was like, hey, I'm not a weed, I'm just a dope boy, I'm not a weed boy. He's like, just help us out. So I ended up going to a whole lot of different seminars. And as I was going to these different seminars, I started teaching people the necessary steps to get weed licensed. And I did it in a manner that I used all my expertise and my intellect to build a profile for them and teach them how to stay in compliance. And once they learn how to stay in compliance, all of them start getting their licenses. And now I can.
And that was on the social equity side of it, right?
Yes, it's
for people that might have had felonies and things that disqualified them from getting licensed. You played a part in people pushing some of those initiatives.
Yes, it was like Virgil Hill. He like, Whitey, man, you doing this? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. So the boys, all the boys, they had pre-owned license already. They were grandfathered in. But we got so many other people licensed to grow, to sell, and all of that. And that was encouraged me that everybody in the neighborhood had a shot to get a license. And there was a whole lot of guys who never had a weed conviction, but they lived in certain areas. So we sat back and we maneuvered around that also, and we got them licensed for gummy bears and stuff like that. And now they got delivery services, and they got a whole lot of different things. So it's very important to know that every brother, I don't care if you poor or rich, you should have an opportunity to come on board and help another brother out who needed the most. You know, I say to the people at the top, if you can come down and help some of these dudes out, man, they'll really appreciate what you're doing for them. So that's is a little part of how we look at the situation today, that when I was in the streets in the early days, I ended up making a whole lot of kings in South Central LA.
A lot of bosses.
In Denver, Colorado, in Iowa, in Minnesota, in Louisville, in Detroit, a couple in D.C., a few in New York. My hand reached in a whole lot of people's backs, and I guided them in the right manner where they was able to do the things that other people was not able to do. And they helped a whole lot of different people on the path to success. So now I have figured another way how to distribute to life in a different manner, where all of this totally legal, where you can go in re-entry and build a structure where the people can go hook up with these other big companies that is in the city of Los Angeles. Like we
the urban recovery is a prime example of that. A lot of people don't understand what urban recovery is. I think that the idea of recovering, in a sense, the messaging is recovering or repairing the damage or get building the unity back up. You know what I mean? There's so many things that go into that idea of recovering Los Angeles, and to be an active part of the healing is one thing. To be a part of the healing is one thing. It was something that somebody said. They said, do you have the ability to do or know? And some people know, right, but they don't do. And you were a person that did. And then when you came home, you started on this path. You started off with the green believer thing. You started off with the you dabbled with the urban recovery. You also started working on your docu-series. I mean, you were building components of success like you always do, but you did it in a different manner. And I think that a lot of times people don't understand the difference between you. I think the difference between you and a lot of these dudes had their stuff fronted. I don't think you had your stuff fronted. You were like from a ground up type person, right?
Well, see, our life is kind of different from, my life is different from most other people because I got mine from the ground. And I can say this, a whole lot of people just laugh at me, but I am a king peasant. And a peasant is a person who worked the ground, who grind for everything that he have. Nobody never give you anything. So I don't want nobody to give me nothing. I just want to be able there to get what I need. And when I get what I need, I want to transfer that to other people and help them, because I know when you down there on the grind, you real dirty, and you being respectful, and you not let nobody get in your way. And that's the most important part of me. I don't let anyone get in my way, but I respect everyone. And I just look at everyone and say, man, let's disrespect each other and let's get this money, because I'm going to say this, and I don't know, I hope nobody take this out of context. Every time I look at one of you young dudes out there, I am overwhelmed with joy. I'm seeing you get this money, and you guys having a fucking great time getting it, and I am happy for every last one of you guys. I don't want to take a dime out of your pocket. Only thing I want you to do is say, let me help the next man reach the top, and keep on grinding and make these people who don't look like us respect us, and say, man, at the end of the day, how do we make our people be better than they was yesterday? And we do this by keep on building and learn from the people who's in front of you who don't look like you, and then put your machine together and then start hiring your own people to make sure that you guys help the next brother up. It's always the next brother up. And that's important, because we never want to see each other pulling guns and shooting each other. I did that. I know what it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a whole lot of time in jail. And then you're going to sit back and you're going to like, man, why I had to forfeit everything I have for some bullshit that I ain't had to get into. So I'm telling all the brothers out there, all of you good brothers out there, man, take time, look at it, and see how you can build something great to help everybody who you know who is in a bad situation, and uplift them. And that's the most important thing about life. This is what I do every day. If you don't know what I do, I am the co-founder of Urban Recovery Los Angeles. I am here in South Central LA on the bottoms, and every year we take new steps in trying to create something great for the children and the neighborhood. We are not here to say someone is better than us or someone don't have more than us. We saying that we on the same playing field. We're trying to make the people around us successful, and we're trying to find people, Crips, Bloods, whoever, a job. Is that what they need? Because it's the most important. Remember this, when you're grown, you have a job. So you need to get out and find you a job. And you know, if you come to 1030 East 25th Street, I'm going to point you in the right direction to get you a job. It's important for you to hear what I'm saying. I'm going to point you in the right direction to get you a job. I had a conversation with 600. And then 600 had this conversation months and months back, and I told him some information. And he said, Whitey, I've never been to jail. I said, I know. You ain't never been to jail in your life. You're a good dude. You can be a police officer as you want to, because you got the right to carry that big old cannon on your side. And I think you should come and grab these kids in your part of your neighborhood that people don't know about, and walk them through the thing and tell them how important it is for them to never go to jail, because they could be like you in a whole lot of ways, carrying a gun on your side, doing what you want to do, and enjoying your life. You are doing the good thing for the neighborhood. Keep doing it, keep pushing, keep loving the people on the side of you. And if you can, reach out to the other brothers and sisters like, hey man, we got a beef, man, let's squash this beef. Let's keep on moving. Let's try to build something special where we can be the most important people in the whole city. Let us try to manufacture something brand new where everybody can say that, man, we doing something good for the community. And all the kids is looking up to us, because you guys is the generation that got to take our lead. You guys got to take this thing, what we built, and keep on going. There ain't no such thing as us being big old dudes. We retired. We don't even worry about the streets no more. The only thing we worry about is how we going to enjoy our older days in a great world. And we know that we can count on all you young dudes to take care of all the old dudes who was out there who just came home and don't know where to go and don't know what to do. But you guys have everything. You guys got the technology and everything that you need. Just guide us and tell us, hey, man, thanks for coming by. Invite us to a picnic. Say, hey, man, it's on us today.
Right. Find out. I mean, to be honest, man, it's like the older dudes, you go to street politics or whatever, a lot of these dudes could tell you stories and to make you change your perspective on even your enemies, because a lot of times people don't know the stories. And it's like when you get around somebody like Whitey, or you get around somebody like Vern, you just get around certain people like Cartoon, you get around these people and you hear these stories, and it's like, what, man? Yeah, everybody was living it up and enjoying themselves. And the main thing that I think for us is just the peace, man. It's like that's really what we pushing. We not pushing no beef, no issues. So it's just, it's great to see young black men, entrepreneurs doing their thing. You know what I mean? And I salute that. It's just, in this journey is one thing that we learn. You just got to stay away from sucker shit, man. Yeah. That's really it.
What I want to see, what I want to see is us as black men, young, old, doesn't matter. We need to start building each other up and stop tearing each other down. We have enough with society doing that. So we need to, no matter what problem you might have with someone may have did something in the past or whatever, we got to learn how to be men and squash those things and move past those things so that we can be better to each other before we can talk about integrating with other people in society and doing better. If we ain't doing better with ourselves as black people, we need to do that. We need to squash all these beefs. We need to stop talking about each other. We need to stop talking about this guy talking
or
on this
what
guy
if we did this
that guy
though, Vern?
talking on that guy, because it doesn't. It's just a poison. It don't help the community. It just hurt other people because everybody don't think with a logical mindset. You say this guy told on this guy, you might get some guy, he might say, hey, I can get me some stripes. I'm gonna go knock his head off. So we got to get away from that. We got to start building each other up and helping each other. Like, he say guys coming from jail, when he say help them, he don't mean like give them money. He mean with education-wise, because you guys are educated for this technology. Mm-hmm. You know things they don't know, because when a lot of guys went to jail, they didn't have computers, they didn't have the technology. So now they coming home, you guys have the knowledge, you guys know a lot of things that they can get into to help them integrate back into society and
be successful.
Yeah, right. Be successful another way and help somebody else that they know that's coming home.
Yeah. But this is my thing too. It's like, it's one thing, right? It's like you respect the people that went before you. They call it deference, they call it respect, they call it honor. It's, to me, it's a lot in how you treat the people that's ahead of you. You know what I mean? Or that paved the way, right? So it's like, sometimes there's a point to where you can be respectful or you can be disrespectful. The thing that I appreciated about 600 was that he navigated the situation like a general. You know what I'm saying? Like a man. Like, hey, let's what's this? How do you handle that? And then it's some people that don't understand, like, when you're doing business and to build the type of things that you have, yeah, it's gonna be times when you bump heads, but it's how it's handled. Men handle things like men. Men have certain conversations with each other. It's not always hostile. Hey man, you made a bad choice. You might have to go sit down for a while. It's just ways to handle things, and I think a lot of these dudes are guided by the people that really don't know how to handle those things. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm the biggest, the toughest, the strongest, the this, the that, and that's not really the case,
It's just people are just people. So we just gonna understand and keep pushing, because our whole thing is to try to build peace in the community and keep peace all the way around. Because, man, I don't want to see one or nobody in jail. I know I don't have nothing to do with nobody. I know the feds gonna be picking on me for a whole lot of different things. That's what the feds do when they see me. They pick on me. They have that conversation. They be looking at me all on the side of my head, and I stay completely out of that range because I'm so busy trying to take care of kids. And you know, the other side of the spectrum is not even my world. That's why nobody really didn't even know I was at home. Right. Because I stay away from everything like that. And I try to help encourage everybody else who look like us to get you a nonprofit or just get you a school. I started out with $0. Right. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I literally started this thing 5 years ago with no money. And I didn't knock on nobody's door, you know. I never knocked on people's doors to ask for, hey, can you give me a donation so I can help build this school? So I did it piece by piece. You know, I didn't get in the entertainment world. I didn't go nowhere near it. I know I had know millions and millions of dudes who's in the entertainment world. I know millions of dudes who is rich. I know all of these guys, but I feel this right here. I hope nobody don't take this the wrong way, is that if I build it, somebody's gonna come. Right. If I build it brick by brick, with piece by piece, very, very slowly, and put everything in place for the next generation to just come and take it from me, because I'm gonna give it to my team. I'm the oldest, and my team is younger than me, and my team is here just to get the education from out of my brain that is locked away, that I can give to them so they can move forward and build a foundation for the rest of the kids for the next 50 years. Right. And that's why I look at my team every day. We're not here to have a beef with nobody. Right. We're not here to say, man, he's a fucked up dude. No, we're not. We're not here to say nothing like that. We're here to say, hey, man, help us help you build something in the community, because whoever have money should say, hey, man, I got some money. I got some extra money. Let's build something for these kids. And because the kids is our future, and we always say this every day, that we do this so we can have a better life for the people in the neighborhoods that we're from. Mm-hmm. That's what we say, right. You know. And some people's like, oh, man, I got all this money. I got a Rolls, I got a Ferrari. But everybody's going to have a chance to have a Rolls and a Ferrari. Mm-hmm. But you would never have an opportunity. You would never have an opportunity that is so much greater than sitting back, looking at a kid in a classroom, breaking down a commercial, and then putting a commercial back together and telling you, I get it. A tear, a joy will run down your face. And if you brothers who know this tech world so great, who can really spin any story that you guys want to make it sound so great and so incredible, and you can sit back and give it to these young kids and nurture their minds and let them know that they better than those other people who don't look like them in this field. They could be walking on the beach in Maui in sandals, making 6 figures a year,
just doing cybersecurity. And I mean, and the thing is we teach the kids coding. We teach them podcasting. They get to make beats, and then they just get to be themselves. A lot of times, a lot of the kids just need the direction. A lot of times they just need somebody that they can relate to. And I think for us, man, we get him that. Whitey takes time to feed the kids after school. They get a meal. He believes no kid should go hungry. And then it's like when you talk about Whitey's story and what Whitey's done, is that you have to understand. That what Whitey has done is that that was his whole reason for what he was doing. It was to make sure that his siblings ate. It was to make sure that his mother had what she needed when she needed it. And then it became not just as selfless, again, it wasn't about him. It was other people that he put on as he went throughout his journey. So it's like he's doing the same thing just in a legal way, and no other way than to do it by teaching these kids what they like to do. They like audio visual. That's what they into. They into the media. They into cracking jokes in the TikToks, and they're into those type of things, and they still want to be kids, and they want to feel safe. So we offer safe passage. So we not out here talking about doing nothing to nobody. That's not what we talking about. What we talking about is, hey, this is how things need to be, and this has been the agenda for a while. Like Whitey said, the streets is on something else, and the people that's in media still pushing that agenda, that's not the agenda no more. And if you will notice that Kendrick did it big. It's peace. That's what the bigger players is talking about. Now, if you're not one of them big players, you're not a part of that conversation. You still pushing one thing, but that's not what we pushing. Whitey has fed the community before this school. Whitey has thrown events for the community before this school. I think 5 years straight. We've been in the 9th district. That's the lower bottoms. That's one of the most underserved communities in South Central, and the history of South Central. Just knowing what was built there, and knowing that this dude was a part of the legacy of many successful black businessmen that didn't get caught and made it legal. And it ain't none of y'all business, but that's just what it is. And sometimes you have to understand that when you come home, like he said, you're going to need help. And us as dudes that might not have caught no felonies or that's been here, it is our job to help these dudes re-enter back into society. Because if you want to stop the pipeline or disrupt the pipeline, the only way to disrupt it is to give a dude a skill that's going to keep him out of jail. And if he go right back to doing exactly what he was doing, what he gonna end up back in jail in 30 years or a life sentence. Some of y'all told on 2 years. Why you didn't tell facing life? It wasn't like and if you go read the docs, they made laws, man, to make sure this dude never came home. So you gotta really understand that this is somebody that can teach youth and generations to come on how to take the ability to create, to build a team, to build these layers and these components, and then sit down for all that time and still come back and thrive in today's time.
Life is special. And I would say this to everyone: I do not want to see one black man in jail. Period. No matter what somebody say, no matter how angry they say I am, I forfeit all that. I don't want to see one black man in jail. Not for 2 hours, not for no days at all. It's just my way of life is, if the life I chose was based on what I lived from a little boy, I had to live by the rules that I was taught when I was a little boy. I never steal and I never fold. I would never mistreat nobody, and I would always try to help a brother who's down on his ground. If I see, hear this carefully, if I see white America is trying to tumble on your head and they think I'm going to follow suit in any kind of way, they got to be out their goddamn mind, because I would never, ever try to destroy another man who looked like me and put him in one of those holes that I was in, just to say that I did it because those white folks tried to convince me that I was doing right. That could never happen in my eyesight. I can never, ever look at another man and say, man, I'm going to send you to hell. I cannot do that. I will not do that. Only thing I ask everybody to understand me is that everything I do in these streets is for a different legacy. That legacy is, how can I help the people who need it the most? And those is the kids that cannot go out in the parks and play because there's too many people shooting guns in the park, or their mothers won't allow them out because their mothers don't feel that they're safe in a park. So this safe passage thing that we talk about is in this school for these kids. Bring your children down to Just Poppin', get a hamburger. I'm at 1030 East 25th Street. Come down and talk to my staff. They'll tell you the way that you can help your children do better in school. And we do field trips every quarter, so you could bring your child down and have this conversation with us. It's so much to life, and it's so much to you that can make you so much better than you ever been if you dig deep down in yourself and say, man, what's my next move? How can I make the whole world see me in a whole different light? And they will say at the end of the day, he did everything that he needed to make his life better when he's transferred back into the streets and became an even special person, because he knew it in his heart of hearts that he may have erred in a way that when he was on the streets, when he was a little boy, little boy.
I was going, hey, can I ask a question since you got right there?
Sure.
Because my question over here formulating was, dang, Whitey, when you was doing all of that, you was a little boy. But I wanted to ask Vern, because you tell the story about the Rolls Royce, right? About being picked up and chauffeured, and you was going to high school, correct?
Yeah, I was in high school.
So you was in high school. So I'm going to ask you, in high school, how much money was you getting when you was in high school?
When I was in high school, I probably had $1 million.
So when you started hustling, how old were you?
Like 14.
How old were you when you first started hustling?
I got raised in the house.
Right, you got raised in the game.
I got raised by Tootie Reese and all of them.
Yeah, you got raised
Bill
by the
Jones, Howard Johnson, Jap, Cuz, Harry Jenkins. I got raised by the people that nobody in the streets even knew existed in the world. And these people, they taught me so much that when I put myself in position to start developing and bringing the whole team, we didn't owe nobody for no work. We had our own money, and we did our own work, and we built our own clientele
right.
all the way up while nobody didn't even see it coming. People talk about cocaine, but I'm from a different world. I'm from a heroin world, a PCP world, and then cocaine trickled in the 80s. But it trickled in for me in the 70s because the people who taught me so much was the people who ran you.
They was making freebase back then, right?
Yes, it was. So when you look at this right here, I would say this, and this right here gonna be so mind-boggling, and Vern gonna take this topic up, but I'm gonna say it. I fulfilled every damn dream that everybody had in Los Angeles because I took so many people from off their porch who didn't have nothing, and their mothers looked at them and they was buying their mother houses and everything. I was fulfilling the neighborhood's dreams because the dreams had to be fulfilled, and it was up to me to do this because the old dudes gave me the game. And when they gave me the game, I took it, I ran with it, and we structured it in a so different way that nobody could say that they was hungry no more because they had everything they needed. Sometimes people would say they did something in life, but I would say this to everybody, and I hope they understand and don't take this in a negative way. When you're a young boy, 14 years old, and you look at the world through your eyes, you do not see no wrong. The only thing you see is an opportunity to eat and feed. And when you feed and you feed and you feed and you see your other guys hopping in cars and hopping in homes, you be saying to yourself while you walking up and down the street, like, they doing it, because you remember those peanut butter sandwiches, those ketchup sandwiches, those butter sandwiches. You remember when you didn't have nothing, when you had to run in the ABC and put a bag of beans in your back pocket, or some neck bones or chicken necks, and take them home to your mother and take her a pack of Vincent Hedges and some Folger coffee and some creamer. And this right here, what she gonna take back and forth to work. And then you buy her some Power Balls. That's a candy bar, and you buy these things for her. And you really don't buy them. You steal them, because I was literally stealing everything to make sure that my parents had the things that they needed. And at the end of the day, you could sit back, and they say you going to prison, and the only thing you could do is sit in the cell and like, job well done. No matter what the situation was. My family not hungry. They got a house. They got 2, 3 houses. My friends, they ain't hungry. My friends, just to be honest, so none of you guys get a misunderstanding, none of my friends sent me a letter. I came home, and I came home to what I came home to. But while I was in prison, I didn't have no regret saying, I shouldn't did that. I shouldn't did this. I shouldn't did that. I sat in the cell house, and I accept what fate had lined up for me, because life is a full journey, and you got to go through this journey of life. I don't care if it's good, bad, or ugly, but you got to sit here and you got to live by the rules that was put in front of you, and you got to live with these rules. That's why every dream I ever had was fulfilled before I was 15 years old.
Well, speaking of fulfilling a dream, man, you know, the Youth Academy here is fulfilling a dream. We open from 3 to 6 after school. We offer safe passage. We do coding. One of the things, like he said, bring your kids by. Even if you bring them by to the restaurant, they just need some guidance. We do that, man. We do mentoring and all that. Vern, what, man, you be sitting over here playing shy sometimes, man. You was in the game, and from your perspective and the things that you've seen, what was it that made you say, damn, you know what? I need to be around these type of cats. Was it because they was so, like, what was the driving force? Was it the respect that they had, or was it just because you seen how they looked out for each other genuinely? The camaraderie? That's what I was looking for.
Everyone looked out for each other. It's like when people would like go to jail, right? They didn't have any worries about, like how Whitey said he came home to nothing, right? Back when we were going to jail, we went to jail and we laughed and had fun, but we knew when we got back to the streets, if I had went in and didn't have nan dime, when I came out, I knew Whitey, Black, Dave, Harry, any of these guys, they're gonna make sure I'm okay when I come home. That's the type of guys were in the 80s. They all looked out for each other. Somebody would come home, man, here, let's go to the mall, let's go shopping, let's do this, let's do it. Here goes some money. That's how we were. We looked out for each other. I think what happened with the breakdown now is like we all was in jail. Like Whitey once said, he said the women was raising the boys, so now they didn't have the guidance. They don't know what it's like to be a man because they wasn't raised by men. We all were in jail, so we didn't get a chance to raise our sons. So women raised our sons, so they didn't get what was taught to us like we were taught by other men.
They wasn't taught no player shit.
Yeah, they wasn't. Yeah, just being a man, period. Yeah. You know, when there's not a man in your life, it's like it don't have to be your daddy. It could be an uncle, a cousin, a neighbor next door. But some man was in our life. We were coming up. It was some man even on our streets. There was men on our street
that give you game.
Yeah, they was seeing us going wrong or whatever. They would put us to the side and they would tell us the right thing to do. And some would tell us the street things. So we had men around that were teaching us and scolding us and telling us the right things that to do and the wrong thing. They were telling us everything. They gave us both sides of it.
Right.
See, a lot of people when they get things from men, a lot of them only get one side of it. Like when people talk about drugs and the drug game, they tell everybody the good that come from it, but nobody tell them what comes with it. For us, jail, doing a lot of time, like Whitey did 30 years. You got a lot of these dudes, they can't go in there and put that much time. I did a little time, not much as Whitey, but these guys that they don't understand. Now it's even worse. I remember when I was going to jail. I remember one time I got caught with a kilo of cocaine, and I got a drug diversion. I told them I was using drugs. They gave me a program. Go every Tuesday night, sitting in classes and stuff, right? Not no more. I'm telling you, please.
Don't use the drug diversion as your only. It's not an option.
Find your better way.
Because you're selling
to
and
make
using.
money. Because it's so many ways to make money now. It's too many apps. It's too many things you can make money. You just got to have discipline in your life. Save your money, invest it. They got all kind of cryptos. They got stocks. It's all kind of ways you can put your money in places that for your future. They have all kind of annuities, bonds. It's all kind of ways.
Things,
that, life insurance policies that'll pay out while you're alive, where you can bargain. There's so many ways to make money. So you don't always have to look to the streets to make money. It's all kind of ways. Just find you someone that's doing positive, that you see, and you see this person doing positive. Don't be scared to walk up to them and ask them how they doing. I used to be I met Aaron Foster, played for the Texans. I met his father in a Starbucks. Seen how he was dressed, man was well spoken, and I overheard him talking, and I bumped into him on accident to start a conversation with him. Yeah. And then I started picking his brain. Mm-hmm. And he told me how he got money.
Right.
That's the great.
I gotta. So, with like thinking about that, like just the camaraderie, like you said, getting out and interacting with people that's doing positive things. Then it's like you said, it's a downside to the game. It's a downside. Like whether you gang banging, you gonna either go to jail, get shot. You're going to go through all of that. You selling dope, you're going to go to jail. Whitey always say, if you selling dope, you're going to get caught. That's just what Whitey says.
It's no retirement.
It's no
retirement.
So right now, like if to me, what I gather from what you said is like if somebody in the game right now, you could take all this money that you got and you could make investments. You could do other things to come out the game and legalize. He just gave you a strategy. That was a cold play. I liked how you did that.
Ways to go. You can get out of it. Don't stay. It's like when you do whatever you do, you know it's not gonna last forever unless it's something positive, something that can benefit mankind forever. If it's nothing like that, it's not gonna last forever. So find you a way, find your outlet. Tupac once said, he say, do what you gotta do, but know you gotta change. Find your way to get out the game.
That's the great thing about it. I explain to people in so many different ways, like it's some rules to life. Youngster, go get a job. Because you don't get that job, you're gonna put your head in the lion's mouth, and you don't get paid in this time, in this era. You can't get paid on no dope in this era because ain't no money in the streets. The streets is screaming. Everybody broke. Everybody mad at each other because nobody can feed each other. And it's very important.
Y'all tell.
It's very important.
And recording and video and recording on phones.
That's okay. Let's leave that.
Oh, no, I'm just saying in general. That was in general. You know.
You know,
that
everything. You know, everything is like we already is totally against the ball. The white folks is trying to keep us with nothing. Right. And, you know, we doing a whole lot of different things for real. Mm-hmm. We have took steps that other organizations have not took, like fulfilling a dream. Right. Look at fulfilling a dream, for real. It's fulfilling young kids' ambition. Mm-hmm. They like, wow, they getting ready to go out and do a whole lot of different things. And by the time we get finished with them, they're going to be educated. Mm-hmm. And we fulfilling people's hopes and aspirations.
I mean, and we get a kick out of it too, right?
Yeah. It's like people come to our outings and they look at us and they be in amaze on how we sit back and feed 400 people dinner at a little hamburger stand.
Man, the fried turkeys, man, just
No.
pop in.
And the little kids can go across the street and just go over there and have toys and play in the streets, trying to catch a football in the street. This right here is things that don't happen for just a regular hamburger stand that really don't have any money, but they have the capacity to have a heart.
Is that what got you through the game? Was your heart? I would say you probably had the biggest heart out of all, like, because I know your story. Okay, so Whitey got this docuseries that's about to drop, and I've been in the privilege to work on this, and we got a soundtrack coming. It's gonna be, man, we got a lot of stuff going. Whitey is Whitey. Whitey don't like to be all in the forefront. Everybody, that's not how he move, but that's how we moving right now. So Whitey got this docuseries coming, and everything I ever hear out of everybody that's ever sat down with you was how you gave to so many people. So it's like you had the heart of a goddamn lion, and then you also had the heart of a prophet or a priest. Like, I gotta take care of my people, but at the same time, with taking care of my people comes some complication, because I put myself in the ring to be this dude, to make sure I sacrificed a lot of you sacrificed a lot of your youth doing grown man stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a different type of way to look at it when you look at it like that. But how did you, like, because to say you matured, you matured fast anyway, because you stepped out the porch at a very young age. But when you was locked down, after you got through some wars in those situations and the things that you went through in there, when did you say to yourself, like, damn, this whole game needed to go in a different direction? It don't all need to be so violent. It don't have to all be so everybody trying to take to survive. When did you go into that mode?
I never did.
Until you got home?
I didn't. I'm not even in that mode now. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that my lifestyle is just, I want to see everybody win. I don't want to see no people hungry. I want to see everybody win. I understand people got to do the things they got to do to try to win. And I'm just like, man, win. All you guys, I don't see what other people see, because they like, man, you're a politician now. I said, nah, I'm not. I'm just a person who can give you the advice that you need to go forward, because you can sit back and make a bad move and destroy everybody on your team, and you don't even know that it was a bad move. So every time when you look at life, you like, man, I got to calculate this right, because I'm thinking for a whole lot of different people. It's like just popping have a whole lot of different people come in it, and we deal with all these different organizations, and we never want to be in the wrong. Right. We always want to be like, we don't break the law. Right. Period. We go to seminars and have conversations with different business people, telling them what's gonna happen if you do this, and that. But we tell the young kids that if you do this, and this, go to Trade Tech. They're gonna sign you up for a class. They're gonna end up paying you $35 an hour to take lead out of paint. They're gonna pay you $35 to learn how to go plant trees. Then what else coming up? Where the fire department about to give me a call, and they want me to find some young children, young kids, to go down there and be part of their program. And this right here was Fulfilling the Dream. It's really about, Dante is the president of Fulfilling the Dream, and he getting ready to be a part of the fire department, where we're gonna take kids from over this area on Normandy and Vernon to that location and put them in a school where they're going to be able to get taught by real fire captains. So this right here, what Fulfilling the Dream is all about. Now we could talk about Fulfilling the Dream. Then we got to go back and piggyback on Urban Recovery Los Angeles. Urban Recovery Los Angeles is my baby, and my baby mean a lot to me. And I want to make sure that every child have an opportunity to go in this classroom, learn how to do podcasts, learn how to edit, learn how to do coding, learn the things that they need to know so they can appreciate life. And like I told DK, I told Vern, this quarter, I don't know what is it, January or February, it's Black History Month, it's Martin Luther King's birthday. I'm trying to find the right location to team up with the other people and tell them, look, while you guys doing that, I'm gonna cook some hot dogs for the kids because it's gonna be Black History Month. If we got to go in our pocket, I don't know where I'm gonna find the money at. I really don't give a fuck. You guys already know I am.
Sit under your mattress.
I'm gonna find the money. Like I said, I'm gonna find the money. I don't ask nobody. Oh yeah, big shout out to Ice-T for the donation he sent to Urban Recovery Los Angeles, to Whitey's Enterprise. You know, that's my man. We've been together since we were little kids. Big props to him, everything he do. Smiley up there locked away. I love you, Smiley. Keep doing what you're doing down there. I understand it. I know where you at. Love you, bro. Always, you know, when that line is hot, I know you take care of that line like I took care of that line when it got hot. Everybody went to you. You lead with by example. You stand up and be a man every day, and nobody could ever stop that. That's what we did when we was in the penitentiary. I hope like hell you get home soon so we can sit back and go laugh and talk about the old days and the new days too, because we have so much more that we have not done yet. So again, a big shout out to all the brothers in Lompard, in Atwater, Aldo, Lewisburg, Allenwood, Beaumont. You know, a big shout out to all of them, Leavenworth, all those dudes who I walked the yard with. A big shout out to you guys. Love you guys, respect you guys. Thanks for helping me be the man that I became, and thanks for letting me guide you when it was time to guide you, no matter what I was getting guided into at that moment. But as long as we walked away with our head held high, with our pride high, and nobody had the opportunity to do anything to harm us, and we walked away, I thank you guys for giving me that opportunity to be on you guys' side as soldiers that you guys was and that you are today. I'm just retired now. I'm here. I'm not trying to come back, but you know how it is with me. Whatever happened in life, happened in life. And I tried my best to try to do like you guys asked me to do when I left. Stay home, Whitey. Do the right thing. Raise the kids. Help the kids and make sure they don't come back to prison. So all the guys who come home every day, who come by the hamburger stand,
salute y'all, man.
You know, man, it's mad love, man. It's mad love for all of you guys.
Also, we want to give a shout out and thank Sam, because he always, no matter what events we have, Loyalty First Motorcycle Club, they always back us, support us financially, physically.
CRCDC for
Watson, Sam Watson, and Loyalty First, Johnny K, Jeff, Black, you know, all those guys, man, they always come through. Whatever we have, they always there supporting, whether it's with money, whether, you know, whatever we need, they always there. So, you know, we all got to keep them in mind and, you know, thank them and let them know that we appreciate them.
Yeah, I think we had a good turnout, man, for the Christmas event. We gave
Hey man,
away
you know,
a lot
Box came up on a Christmas event. You know, Box came down, Caesar Mike, Zeno, all of them came down. You know, they always come down, but they get their organization is getting so much bigger because they're really pushing this envelope. They was with CRCD.
Yep, CRCD.
Oh, they was at they were at the window Wonderland affair. They passed out bikes on 52nd and Broadway. They doing all the things that they supposed to do. You know, shout out to them. Then the boys off 62nd Street, you know, the Six Deuce kids, they doing everything. This what I mean by building structures around South Central LA in this 9th district. You know, it's a deserted desert down here, and we are trying our very best to rebuild it so everybody can be structured in a different way, so we can reach out and touch all the kids. And this what he did. Before Christmas, what did he do? He gave a what was that? What kind of food was that? Chipotle, whatever that place.
Chipotle.
You know, no, it's Chinese restaurant.
Panda Express.
Panda Express.
You know,
yeah.
he brought 300 kids down, and they fed 300 kids, and you know that's what I'm
That's
talking
what we
about.
do. That's
you
I
know.
mean, it,
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God! You
Yeah.
know, let me tell you this story. Just the other day. You know. Just the other day, you know.
Can't forget about them kids down
You know,
there.
Donnie and all the boys, right? You know, we was sitting in the store. I got a phone call. They said, "Whitey, where you at?" I said, "I'm at the store." They said, "Get to the Nickersons." So Dante, DK and Vern, we ride. So we got to go to the Nickersons. They said, "Who?" And the niggas said, "Shit, you crazy?" I'm like, "Nah, we going to Nickerson." They say, "How you going to Nickerson?" I said, "I'm gonna walk into Nickerson." So Cheryl was there from Lambs. She like hugged me. "Ah, hey, what's up?" She like, "Whitey, they like me, but they don't like me that much." I said, "For real?" She said, "Yeah." So I'm walking, laughing, walking up and grabbing one of my boys. "What's up, nigga? What's going on?"
right.
And DK and Vern just looked at me and said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Oh shit, you didn't understand. I've been in all of this shit since I was 11 years old.
Right.
See that lot right there?" And one of the dudes just turned around and said, "Let me tell you a story." And DK and Vern looked and said, "What story?" Whitey and Wizard was upstairs in the corner trying to figure out how they was gonna take over LA.
The brain.
They looking down at Hustler Lot on 112 in
Okay.
Compton, and we looking down, and we up there telling them how we gonna get all of this money. We was only youngsters. Wizard was 15 at this time. I think I was 17, and he was like, man, he was worth like $1 million at this time, and we was water kids. We was out the gang. We was there. And dude was like, "Yeah, man, every time we looked at you guys, young dudes, you guys was there. You guys was driving no Benzes, and you guys just looking. You guys was in control of everything." I said, "But we wasn't Renee and who else? Face, Dirt Red, BJ, all the top water cookers, Magic. Those was the top dogs. We was just the youngsters
The
on the
understudies
block
in a sense.
saying like, our turn is here." And Wizard like, "You already balling, man. I haven't learned yet." I said, "In time, you're going to learn. Because this right here is what you do. You sit back and you look at your adversaries and you look at them and you learn from them. So when you step on center stage, they won't even see you there. And you're going to perform at a level so high that the whole world is going to look down to you and say, when did you get here?" And that's how I feel right now. When I came home, I said, I'm not on center stage, but I am on center stage, and nobody don't see me because I'm not making no noise, because I don't have the money that everybody else have. I don't have the money that the entertainers have. I don't have the money that the bloggers have. I don't have none of this money, but I do have a few dollars, and I do get it from Just Poppin' at 1030 East 25th Street. And the people that love me and respect me, they come down to 1030 East 25th Street. They buy a hamburger and they remind me that we are so happy you are at home, helping people understand the things that needed so they can be successful. No matter what it is, you mad at them or not, you still take time out to talk to them and say, "Hey, what's going on?" I still take time out to go to Compton and talk to my partners in Compton. I get on the phone, I talk gangster and all of them, because I don't know what life have in store for me tomorrow, but I know what life got in store for me today. And when I look at all the brothers in LA, Compton, in the other states, San Diego, Oakland, when I talk about Lil D and Black and JB, I talk about all of them because they my guys, like E40, shout out to you. You there with Cubone, we understand. So everything about me is about the community. Community strong.
Man,
That's what's really count.
for real.
That was Doug. Doug is running a hell of a program in the Nickerson. They did, Vanessa Bryan just built a basketball arena in it. and they was giving out so much stuff for the neighborhood. They putting the boxing gyms in the Nixon Garden. They getting ready to put one of our podcast stations in the Nixon Garden. It's things that's going on in these communities that we saying to everybody. Amen. Everybody need to take a piece of this and try to help everybody out. Man, it's your turn.
I give a shout out to Tyrese too, because you know when Tyrese made it, he didn't forget where he came from. Tyrese built a community center in Watts. So
okay.
Shout out to him.
So we got to give out a shout out to Watts. There's a dude named Rock. He got a shirt company say Watts shirts. You give out a shout out to Watts. You know, his name is Rock. And it's like he's doing everything he can do. And like the boys from the Jordan Downs called me the other day. They whispered and they said, "Whitey, you good?" I said, "I'm good, baby. You guys good over there?" They say, "Yeah." So that's the only thing matter. You guys being good, because Whitey good. Whitey all right. Whitey is this Whitey. And at the end of the day, we are going to sit back and we're going to salute all the soldiers, and we're going to tell everybody, amen, let's keep peace in the city. Don't let nobody interfere in this world that we living in. Let's build something great together. Let's go in those communities that where we are from. Understand, let's go in those communities that is like devastated, and all people who look like us are almost moved out. I had a conversation with the boys from the 20s. One of them, personal friend of mine, I raised him when he was a young kid. He used to sit in my mother's house. And he said, "Whitey, I love moms." I said, "Yeah." He said, "But can you answer this question for me?" I said, "Truly I can if you need me to answer it." He said, "Is it a way that you can help the boys from the 30s and the 20s find a way to put some businesses back in the 9th district?" I looked at him, I said, "You got to figure it out. How are you guys going to do your job so we can do that job to put some stores in the community? We could always throw a barbecue or something like that, and, you know, instead of it being, listen to this, fellas, listen to this carefully, what I'm saying out of my mouth, and don't ever forget what I'm saying. Instead of it being something for a funeral, why we just cannot get in and say, oh, it's going to be a couple dudes who going to be barbecuing. Let's stop by and buy something from them, and maybe in a 3-month period, you like to see a store pop up for the community where it'll be a store for you to be happy to have in your community again. But we got to start somewhere building in our community so we can have our stores again, instead of everybody who own a store that don't look like us, and we got to go buy something in their stores. They don't even look like us.
Hey, one of the cheapest businesses you can open is a donut shop, by the way, just so you know. Yeah. The return on the product is great. Sugar, you buy by pound. Flour, some of y'all know how to measure real good. You know, that might be something you look into. I think y'all know every now and then we just got to soften the blow of the conversation.
We just want everybody to know that we pushing peace over here at Just Poppin'. Everybody welcome to Just Poppin', no matter who you are, no matter where you're from. It's all peace over there with us.
You know, that's the greatest
thing. We had
thing.
some of the flyest people come through Just Poppin', man. We had Battle Cat, man.
Shout out to Battle Cat. I hope he's all right.
G Perico. Hey, man, speaking of G Perico, man, that dude is a pretty classy dude, too, man, and a go-getter. He almost got hit by a car the other day at the takeovers. Man, G, man, I love the song, bro. I love the song. But don't get hurt, man. Please don't get hurt out there.
Oh, he was shooting a video.
No, he was quick on his feet, but man, that was a close call. Go get your man. Go, you know.
Hey, he gonna be all right. You know, shout out to the whole crew from Compton. GY mother about to drop something.
Oh,
in a couple
YG
days.
moms, man.
Yeah, she about to drop something in a couple days.
Yeah.
Me and her had a conversation about community strong. It's like I'm damn as I do and damn as I don't. You know, and everybody like, man, what is you doing? I'm saying this to all of you guys. I know I'm damn as I do and damn as I don't, because it ain't enough me to go around to everybody.
Why do you said that ain't enough for you?
But it's not that I don't want to have conversations with everybody. I just want to have the conversation that say we are trying to help the community out. That's the conversation I want. I don't want no negative conversation. I only want the conversation that how can we help do the things that we're going to do to make that our world be so much special. How can we build 2025 to dominate the streets game and put the street game in the business world? How can the fuck we do that?
Hey, man,
and make everybody mad at
this
us?
little thing called AI, man, we might just figure that out. You know, I'm not one of those dudes that like to brag a lot. You know, I've never. Everybody that know me know I don't like to be flashy. I like to be in the room and not seen. That's just how I move because I don't ever know what the day may bring. But at the end of it all, what I was thinking was like, man, y'all was some young, flashy, fly dudes, right? And to be so young, flashy, and fly, and then to be so humble and understand that it's a new day and age and things have to be done different. To really understand what community strong is, to come back and link up, like, you really know, like, a lot of the power people, like, a lot of power players, even in politics. You started off studying politics, and, you know, you could tell people a lot of stuff about history. You read a lot of books. What is your driving force right now outside of the kids? I understand that the kids are important, but what else is important to you in the community? Is it us not killing each other? Is it us really figuring out a way? Like, what is your pet peeve? What is that one thing if you could say, hey, if y'all stop doing this or y'all start doing this, it could change the way that we going? Which I feel like you have spoke this piece up so much that I'm seeing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion, but
Peace is crazy. You know, why people is so angry is they wake up hungry. And you have a whole lot of people who's not hungry. They have everything what they have. And sometimes they make errors in being the top dog, but not feeding the people who's with them. And sometimes they say, man, I'm not giving you no more, but the people with them, listen to this, fellas, people with them should take your money, what you guys having, and hold on to your money. You can't demand the person who got all the money to continue to spend on you every day. You got to take your money. You just can't go buy clothes and Gucci's and Louis and Rolexes because he have Rolexes, because he in the position to have Rolexes, because he did his due diligence to get it. Right. You need to figure out how I'm going to get my money, do my job, and also put something together. You can buy a raggedy ass t-shirt store with this brother. It's like Snoop Dogg going on tour, and you saying, I'm going on tour with Snoop Dogg. He invited me on tour. And then you tell Snoop Dogg, hey Snoop, why you there in the concert, can I be outside selling my t-shirts so I can build me a component where I can be all right? And you know, as I build this component, I'm going to give you something on the back end of what I'm doing. This is what you do as a business person. You talk to the person that you with and say, how can I build this component to help me and you in the same process? So all the brothers, you know, you guys fast to say, I want to do it. But when you look at it, you like, he going to put all the money up. He's not going to put all the money up. You got to have some kind of way to help you help yourself, because it's important for you to be able to do this. It's like I said, I shout out to Ice-T the other day. I was in a bind, and I like, bro, I need a little help this time. He's like, I got you. And when I got finished, the whole thing was done, and it was done so beautiful that I can really say Sam, Ice, all these dudes, Fresh Kid, all these dudes, Harry, I can say all these dudes came to our aid, because the guy told me, he's like, when we looked in this place, it was 0 toys. And overnight, It was
Man.
it was
Hundreds
toys.
of toys.
It was toys.
We went from
it was
nothing to
turkeys.
something. It
It
was
was it was hams. Everything was in the store
Hey, let's
because
shout out to LaDonna Robinson. LaDonna Robinson is one of our biggest toy donors. Every year she come through for us.
big shout out to her. So this she came out. She brought us a bunch of coats and people brought
Sweatshirts.
socks. People
Shoes.
did so much for us. Yes, it's very, people do so many things for us. And I always want to say this to everybody who didn't do anything for us. Thank you for just thinking about us.
Right.
I know a whole lot of people won't say that to you guys, but thank you guys for thinking about us.
Hey, positive
You know.
thoughts and good prayers go a long way.
You know,
man.
my
They move
guys
mountains
out of
for-
Seattle, they reached down. The guys from the fire department, they reached down.
Yeah.
From Metro, it's so much. It takes so much money for real to put the program that we put together. We put a program together that if I had to write it on paper on how much we spent over $22,000 in manpower and equipment and food for Christmas. $22,000. And that's a whole lot of money for a little bitty hamburger stand and for $100 here, $400 here. It's a whole lot of things and then on top of that, so I'll let you guys travel with us real quick.
Can I do a shameless plug? The food at Just Poppin' is bomb. If you ain't never had no good chili, come to Just Poppin'. Our pastrami, serve. Come to Just Poppin'. The East Side fries, serve. The wings, and we got specials right now too. So, man, you gotta stop by Just Poppin'. A lot of people shout out our restaurant, man.
Yeah,
you look around, you will hear a lot about Just Poppin'.
Yeah, but the great thing about it is like we just spent over $10,000 on coats and T-shirts for Thanksgiving. But then let me trickle back. Let me say this correct. Before Thanksgiving, we just spent about $10,000, DK, about $10,000, $13,000 on coats and T-shirts, and man, it's like everything that we do, it costs us a little bit of money that we accumulate from Just Popping, and we thanks to people come to give us help in a hand, and we turn around, and my boys from Chosen Few, they brought us 80 turkeys, and then we had another 80 or 100 turkeys to go along with it. So we gave away 167 turkeys Thanksgiving Eve. So if you really want to know what Just Poppin' is all about, it's community strong. Listen to me. It's community strong. And we don't care how you look. We only know that you have some kids that is hungry. You got some kids who need a jacket. We know that you need these certain things. It's like I said, boxes over here. Boxes doing the same thing. They is separate from us. They doing what they want to do. They having a ball doing it. I got to give out big shout outs to, who's that, LA Welcome?
Welcome to LA, man.
Well, I got to give
man.
big shout outs to them. The box with Caesar Mike and Cino. I got to give these big shout outs to all other homeboys from Broadway. They there. They like, we not game banging. We doing it for the community. We trying to make sure that the kids is there. And I always try to keep them out of the mix with me because I don't want nobody to try to accuse them of something that they ain't supposed to do, because the things that I do, I'm solo on my own. You know, I don't put my team in any problems that I have. I leave them far away from me because they ain't responsible for me. I'm responsible for Whitey from Whitey's Enterprise. I'm man enough to stand up on everything that go on in the world that got anything to do with Whitey. Period. If it got anything to do with Whitey, Whitey got it. I don't have no problem with it. I can handle anything in the world because I'm man enough to handle it. I just don't get those problems out of nobody, and I don't even acknowledge certain things in life. I just say, man, life is so good, and I just try to do what's good for the neighborhood and make the neighborhood strong and the people in the neighborhood strong, take care of the kids. And I just say shout out to everybody. I respect everybody. I just don't have the time for the noise at all because I want to do what's right. And it's necessary for whoever comes home from prison to always find a new niche to help the people, because in life, when our young homies come to jail, we there to help them understand what they're going through so nobody can ever take advantage of them. So this is what we talk about, community strong. It's the community in jail. We strong together, we stay together, we do the things that we do, we help each other out, and we don't leave nobody behind. So this is what we do in jail, and I came home the same way. I'm strong together, I'm with my team, I do not leave nobody behind. And I give big shout outs to all of you brothers who is doing big things in the community. I am not here to say what you're not doing because I don't even know nobody in the community. I just know the people who I know, and the people who I know, they come and help me out. And the team I'm with, they is spectacular. DK, Dante, Vern, way out. Oh my God, I can talk about Loyalty First. I can talk about Box. I can talk about the boys off of 6 Dudes. I can talk about Lamb. I can talk about Sam Watson. I can talk about Dwayne Chase. I can talk about so many different people who's always there for me. The board, mad love for Gangster and them at a Compton. They always saying, you know, all those boys, you know, it's like for me, I lived the life that most people never lived before. I have made many kings in LA, and I have never reached back and told any of them, you owe me anything. And the only thing I ask of every dude that I help in LA, help a kid. Don't help me. Help a young kid so he don't never stand for 4 o'clock count. That's the only thing I ask for everybody. I don't care if you be everybody in the world mad at you. I don't give a fuck. Just help a kid. Just grab a kid and just show the world like this kid right here from out of the neighborhood, I helped so he can go to college, so he can be able to do the things that I couldn't do. This is the only thing I ask for all of you brothers, you know.
Say some bullshit. Now, don't just be grabbing no goddamn kids, y'all. Because some of y'all, you going to go to jail, you grab them goddamn kids. But, so let us be very clear. We are not encouraging you to go grab nobody kid. We're talking about in a literal sense, like give them a little knowledge. You know, don't go put your hands on nobody kids and you go to jail. We don't want you to do that. But, man, it's been amazing just hearing your passion, man, being around you, seeing this passion for years. And I think what you're doing is a wonderful thing. And I was told a lot of men don't argue with men. That's not what we're here to do. That's not what we're here to do in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And I think that, you know, the path that you on, man, is the path that the world needs to see. Because people, we know that influence now is big, right, because of social media. Like back in the 80s, y'all didn't have social media, y'all didn't have all this stuff, but your name is still as big as if you was like around from social media. So like with your name getting out there again, and people that'll tune in and see like, man, it's more to it than that. And you got a lot of great stories to tell, and we gonna get back to those stories. But they're you know, we gonna get back to those stories, and we'll get back to those stories with you know, with these current events, man. You know, we got this wind kicking up, so we gonna shut down a little early because the high wind alerts and people got to travel.
Ooh, do I have to travel?
Yeah, you got to ride. So we'll go ahead and call it a night, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Just everybody push peace.
Hey, I got to say this. I hope everybody feel it. The life you save today is a kid life that's going to be living tomorrow. And that kid you're going to save, he's going to make about 10 extra new kids. The kid to keep his lifeline going. So everything is about a lifeline.
Each one teach one.
And when you teach everybody the right thing, you do the right thing. And when you learn how to run a business, you learn how to run a company. And when you learn how to run that company, you learn how to put other people in charge to run a company. Because each time you grow a business, you grow brand new branches in your life where everybody just span all the way out. And if you look at life the way you're supposed to look at it, and you look at the branches from Whitey's Enterprise, my branches grew from LA to Chicago, from Chicago to Maine, from Maine to DC, from DC to Virginia, to Maryland, to Oklahoma, to Florida. This is what I'm asking everybody to do. Grow your bloodline, grow your tree, grow your roots, where everybody you know can talk about you and say, he's a good dude because he did this out of the kindness of his heart. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Be good, be safe. Oh, yeah, stop at 1030 East 25th Street. Stop in and buy a burger, buy something. Just say, hey, we came to just look at the wall and look at all the old legends that was on the wall. Just come in and, you know, buy a soda and say, man, let me just take a picture and post it. Like, man, I stopped in Just Poppin', and these are dudes who was in the 80s, and these dudes looked out for each other. When one of them slipped, somebody picked them up. That's the only thing I ask. Unity bring on happiness, and happiness bring on love. So keep loving each other and keep taking care of each other. No matter what someone may say about you yesterday, it's already gone today. It's already to be forgotten. All you got to do is turn the page and don't even pay attention no more. Whitey out.